Alright, so Tower of Adventures held a Korean livestream that reveals a ton of information for upcoming updates, and I'll be here breaking it down for you today. I do want to give a huge shout out to Mep from Tower of Builds for gathering this information, organizing it, and translating some of it, along with someone named Timekeeper from Naver who he credited. This video would not be possible without them because I do not speak Korean. If you guys do end up enjoying the video, a like and a subscribe would be very appreciated, but I'm not gonna bug you too much about that. Anywho, let's start breaking down this information. Now, first and foremost, we have a new cookie named Buttermilk Cookie. He is a light type fighter who is of the smash attack type. Now, we don't know too much about his gameplay. They did not really show off the specific details on stream, but we can see quite a bit from the video in the background. Well, the one part of the ability we could see was the passive. To simplify it, after the final hit of your basic attack and the final hit of your ultimate, you will gain stacks to your passive, and then when you have max stacks to your passive, you can use your special skill, which will then put you into another state, to which you then do that again, and then you get another enhanced special skill, and then you rinse and repeat that. As you can see from the gameplay in the background, it seems like there's a light type and a dark type version of this, so that is kind of interesting. It seems like each cast of the special skill is in a big AoE area in front of him, so it's nothing too fancy, but the way you get it does seem very interesting. Now, it doesn't seem like there's anything special about his basic attack, but his ultimate is kind of interesting. You do damage in an AoE around you, and then it seems like you apply an effect on the enemy where your direct hits will actually do extra damage, kind of like Banana Roadie. I'm not sure if this will specifically be called teamwork damage, but it does seem to kind of work in a similar manner. Basically, this cookie has a crap ton of AoE, and seems like he has some pretty good single attacker damage because he is a new generation DPS, but I'm very excited to try him out. We also got a look at his artifact called the Power of Betrayal. That's just a rough translation, might not be completely correct, but hey, we're gonna go with it. Now, it does give attack percent as its default stat, but its ability is interesting. So to simplify it, it looks like after using your ultimate, you will get an attack boost, and when your attacks hit, you will get increased light damage. Of course, this is a rough translation, so this could be wrong, but it does seem to be a pretty okay artifact. Also, fun little fact, this is our first artifact that actually specifies an elemental effect. Basically, we've never had an artifact that only works on one specific element. Moving on from that, we got a look at a cookie that is coming sometime after Buttermilk Cookie named Iris Cookie. Now, as of now, we only have her design. We don't know anything about her element or her attack type or her role, but based on her color scheme, it's probably safe to say she is a water cookie. I don't know if she'll be a support or a fighter. I doubt she'll be a tagger because Sonic Water just came out, but we will have to wait and see. I really think her design is fantastic, so honestly, I'm excited to see her coming sometime in the near future. Moving on from that, let's take a look at some things that are coming in the next update. First off, we are finally getting a cookie rental system. Now, we don't have the exact details, but what it looks like is that you can rent a cookie in some way, shape, or form, and then you can use that cookie a certain number of times in specific game modes. Now, some other things to note from the translation: you cannot get records with your rental cookies, so I assume you just can't like place on leaderboards, or if you're doing like a time challenge in story mode, you can't use that with the rental cookies, and you also cannot clear cookie usage missions with the rental cookies. This will be very, very interesting to see. Definitely a fantastic thing for newer players because it's kind of a struggle sometimes. Another thing, they are finally adding a tower of records. Basically, you can go to a little tower and you can see a recap of story moments and probably story event moments like the Green Bell event and probably the little event stories that you get for all of the other cookies until they stopped doing them and then brought them back and blah blah blah. This might also include other limited time story events like the Sugar Globe one for the Christmas update, or maybe the Sugarland ones that we're getting right now with the Sugarland update. This is a fantastic change as always. People have been asking for this for quite a while in feedback, so it's cool to see them implementing something like it. Now, an amazing quality of life update that was talked about in one of their prior streams talking about the future of the game is for your raid pity. You can actually choose which piece of equipment you want for both the unique and super epic slot. So basically, let's say that I'm about to hit pity. Well, I can go in there and I can select, let's say, the lightning recurve bow and a mysterious wanderer's headwear. When I hit pity, I will get one of those two items. This is a great change to give you more agency over what kind of gear you're able to get, because even with all the changes they've made to raid mode to make it easier to get more equipment, they haven't necessarily made it easier to get specific equipment. So this will definitely help out there. Now, it seems like we are also getting a new raid mode difficulty. It's called challenge mode, and it looks like you can only challenge it on certain days of the week: Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And when you challenge it, you clear it, and then you can get rewards for clearing it. This This just looks to be another piece of content to do during the week that will probably give very valuable rewards, so once that does release, make sure to not miss out on it. Now, one of the more interesting changes we are getting with this update is called the skill level system. Basically, in the seasoning dungeons, you can now farm a new kind of upgrade material, to which you can then upgrade your cookie's skill level. This does seem to upgrade the power of each part of your cookie's kit. There are 12 levels, and I assume they get stronger as you get higher up in the levels. Now, there's a few things to keep in mind when it comes to the skill level system that are currently unclear. First of all, we will be getting a new max power level increase. Because we are getting new additions to our cookie's power level, it is obvious that the power level will go up. Someone theorized it might be as high as 100,000, but that does seem a little unlikely, so we'll just have to wait and see for it to release to see what the new max power is. It shouldn't affect anything, and in fact, it should make it easier for new players to get access to higher power modes, because now there's another way you can increase your cookie's power level that isn't through equipment or promotions. Now, the second thing is that this might not be available for every single game mode. It's specified that it will not work in ranked game modes, but as of right now, I'm a little confused as to what ranked game modes could mean. Does this mean anything with the leaderboard? But because that is a lot of the game, that doesn't really make sense. So we'll have to see what the restrictions are, because it could just be for something like Arena, because Arena is technically a ranked game mode. Overall, I think this will be a good addition to the game. People are worried it might change your cookie's builds. Again, that is unlikely unless for some reason this gives you crit rate and crit damage or a large amount of like attack, because unless it gives those things specifically, it should not affect the build. Now, of course, we are also getting updates to the guild shop. We are finally getting a Stingurian stamp, and it looks like we're also getting a new avatar and a new avatar frame. It also looks like we are getting a new lobby background. They did not show what the background is, and this could actually be a old event background that's returning, but there will be a background available in the guild shop to purchase with guild coins. Now, the guild shop is heavily underutilized, so I'm always down to seeing more stuff being added to it. Now, as for, I guess, big playable content, it seems like we are getting a new story mode chapter, which is always awesome. We were kind of story chapter deprived for a while, so it seems like they're finally getting more of those out. And it also seems like Sugar Rush, which is a very, very old game mode, is finally making a return. It also looks like we are getting a new extreme boss challenge of the new Sugarland chapter boss. Of course, there could be more coming that was not shown on the live stream. For now, that is all that I'm able to see from the live stream. But if you thought that was all the information available, then you are going to be sorely mistaken. Like I mentioned earlier, there is a lot of information about future updates that was shared with us, so I am also going to cover that. And yes, it does include gameplay. Now, the first thing is we are shown some gameplay of the new story mode style, which is going to be similar to a roguelike. As you can see on screen, we are actually going to be able to walk around the lobby and maybe interact with other characters or other objects in it. This will be for the new story mode chapters after this one, so we should be seeing this starting the update after the next update. I'm very excited about this. Now, another thing that was shown is a cookie museum. It looks like this might actually be for guilds, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't think much information was given on it, so we'll just have to wait for future updates to see what this ends up being. Another new thing coming to story mode is something called incident rooms. Basically, you get to choose something that happens in a little scenario, and then you get a little buff from it. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to be added with our current story mode or if it will start being implemented in the new roguelike story mode. I assume it'll be the roguelike story mode, but again, I can't really say. Now, I think the biggest thing is we are getting a sort of magic candy system specifically for the story mode. As you can see, all of these cookies on screen will have some kind of skill enhancement system that is only for the story mode. It will not be available in other game modes, unlike the skill level system. On screen, there should be some gameplay of it. It does look very interesting, and this might be their way of testing magic candies, but we'll just have to wait and see, like a lot of this, what it ends up becoming. I personally really like the concept. I think it'll make a lot of cookies a lot more fun, especially some of the older DPS like Lemon Zest and Cream Soda, who are pretty basic. But also Strawberry Mochi, Sundae Cookie, and now Buttermilk Cookie will be getting these as well. So what do you guys think? Are you guys excited for all of the information that has been revealed? I know I am. This was a ton of information for one live stream, and it does seem like they are putting a ton of effort into the future updates of this game. Just let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, like always, if you enjoyed, like and subscribe would be super appreciated, and I will see you all next time. Peace.